Hi, everyone. Welcome to Birth and Baby Talk. I'm Megan, one of the owners of Family Doulas of Ottawa. And we are really excited today because we have a special guest and we are going to be talking all about bra fittings, which is a big deal, not only as women, but especially when your body is changing or you're pregnant or you're nursing, all of that kind of stuff. So welcome, Sam. She is the owner of Broad Lingerie in Toronto. Now, I am from Ottawa, obviously, so I haven't had the pleasure of being in your shop, but I did peruse your website and it looks lovely. So why don't we start by you telling us, just introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your shop, why you got started, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So I own Broad Lingerie, and this is a specialty shop for folks who wear sizes D and above. So we are a full bust specialty shop. And I opened this because we are legion. There are a lot of busty folks out there, but often I find sizes D are really hard to find and there's not a lot of selection. So I wanted to make a space for that size range to be able to shop easily in person or online, depending on what's going on with the world.
Yep.
And I carry from sizes 28 band to 48. So we've got very small people and very full people, and from D all the way to K. So that's my store, and what we specialize in besides full busts is making bra fittings as sort of laid back and comfortable as possible, because I know it can be really stressful and awkward. So we try to make it not feel like too much of a to-do.
Awesome. And I mean, it's true. Some people say that about bra fitting, or like when you shop for bras, it's similar to like, I mean, in my case, it's jeans. Like I cannot have a positive experience shopping for jeans. I have a really hard time. I remember going for my first professional bra fitting when I was about 23, maybe, at a shop here in Ottawa called Bra Chic. So they're still in business. They're lovely. And not only was it such a lovely experience, it was shocking. My whole life I wore a 34, no, maybe a 30, like a 34C, when in reality I'm a 34F. So I remember just being like, are you sure? Like, that doesn't make any sense. It just changes the way you feel about yourself, right?
Yeah, and that happens all the time where we do have people who think they won't fit our size range and then are surprised. And
Yeah.
so many of the times people will say, they'll think that they're the problem. They're like, well, I've got a weird body. But it's just not being able to have access to things in your size or styles that are actually cut for your particular body type. And it makes a world of difference in comfort and being able to live your life. Because I know when I am very grumpy and miserable. So
For sure.
Not just aesthetics, it's also like actual being able to move around in the world.
Absolutely, for sure. So we do have a few questions that we'd like to ask. And I know you're going to do like some modeling for us and show us like a few of the different fits. So these are just some of the common questions that we've come aware of. And then you can, if there's anything your clients say to you that you find you get asked a lot, like definitely let me know. So one of the ones we get the most is, how do you actually choose a bra during pregnancy when your body is changing? Like, are there some tips and tricks or kind of guides that you go by?
Yeah. So to start, I'll say there are bras called maternity bras. I don't tend to carry them because I find they don't really leave a lot to be desired. The size range is not really that great, but usually a maternity bra is just a stretchy, wire-free bra that's designed to sort of grow with you. But especially for my clientele, which tends to be fuller busted and even more so during pregnancy, they usually want something that's more supportive. So what I recommend is just, I like to fit someone in a bra that is a regular bra, but just a little bit bigger. So I would recommend buying a bra where the clasps, so normally when I'm selling a bra, I want the clasps to fit brand new on the loosest set of hooks, because that allows you room to adjust as it stretches. But instead, if you're pregnant, I would fit to the middle or tightest, so you have room to expand with your rib cage. Another thing that you can do is make sure you have a back extender on hand. So this you can just, in theory, this you can just clip on the back of your bra, and it gives you a little extra space. And then for cups, I usually fit with about a cup space of room. I don't want to go too big, or you're just going to feel like everything is jumping around in there. But enough room that you can have a little space for breast growth. And it's a great idea to go with a style that has, so like this cup has a little bit of stretch along the top edge. So there's a little bit more leeway versus, although I know people love their t-shirt bras, those bras are kind of inflexible. So as soon as your size shifts, you're going to start noticing like the double boob situation.
The spillover.
Exactly. Yeah. So usually for buying a maternity bra, I would just say get a comfortable bra that has a bit of stretch, but just go up in the back and the band in the cup a bit, so you have a little room to grow.
And do you have a recommendation, like when customers come in and they're like, I don't know, 16 weeks pregnant, but already my current bra doesn't fit me? Is it the same kind of guidelines? Like you just, because they're so early in the pregnancy, do you kind of change those guidelines a little, or really it's the kind of same rule of thumb?
Mainly the same rule of thumb. So I find in the first trimester, it's usually, that's when you're getting, like, for a lot of people, because everyone's different, a lot of breast growth. So that's when you start to notice one of the first signs are like, oh no, like I'm sealing up my bra. And then as you sort of move into the second trimester, that tends to be more rib cage. But I would still sort of do the same thing. There's the sad thing that I can't guarantee is that everyone wants to say, like, how many bras am I going to need through pregnancy? But there's really no way of knowing. Some people go up one size, some people go up 5 sizes. So it really depends. But I would say as soon as you start to feel uncomfortable, that's a good sign that you should just don't go wild, don't get a whole new bra wardrobe, but get maybe 1 or 2 bras that have room to grow in the band and the cup. And that will hopefully take you through maybe 1 or 2 size changes. And in some cases, that means the next bra you get is a nursing bra, but for some, it might mean jumping up to the next size in a regular bra, depending on how fast you're growing and how much.
Right, that's true. Yeah, because I mean, some people who aren't nursing would just need a different bra postpartum, right? Just like a different size. Yeah. Do you have any recommendations when it comes to like the first 6 weeks postpartum? Like, do you people have stretchy bras? Should people have wired bras? Is there like a good or a bad way to do that?
So again, it depends on the person. So the recommendation would be to get something soft and stretchy and wire-free. That's because at that time you're engorged, you're still sort of getting into the flow of nursing if you're nursing, and you want to avoid any blockages or mastitis. And underwires themselves aren't the culprit, but what you want to avoid is something that's restrictive and tight on the body, which can sort of block that flow. And so with a wire-free bra, there's less likelihood of that happening because you've got more flexibility, where with a wire, if it fits correctly, you shouldn't have an issue. But if your size is wildly fluctuating, it's not always going to fit correctly.
Right.
At the same time, I will recommend wire-free bras, but if I have a customer who is a 36J, she will probably laugh at me and say, no, thank you. I don't care. I'm going to take a calculated risk. I will get my underwire because otherwise I am desperately uncomfortable and I need something to lift these off me and, take away from that shoulder pain. So depending on the person, but something like this. So this nursing bra, it's wire free. the inside, they've sort of put, you can sort of see the sling system. And that is to sort of do the job of, so when you open the cup, the strap doesn't go flying off.
Right.
But it also allows a little bit of shaping from the sides and from the bottom. And the cup has a great deal of stretch. So it can flex with you. And they've also, for most nursing bras, they'll put way more hooks than usual. So that way, because while your rib cage does expand, usually it starts to shrink down. So you need room to make it snug enough over time. So there's lots of room to play around. But yeah, usually for the first little bit post-birth, I'd say if you can, something soft and comfy. And I usually recommend to get that bra when you are still pregnant, because you don't want to, right after giving birth, have to run around and get a bra. You want that to be dealt with. So have something that you can wear immediately. You don't have to think about. And then a little later on, you can start looking at more structured nursing bras and maybe something with a wire.
Yeah, and that's what usually we tell our clients that for not only bras, but many things. We're, when you first come home from the hospital and you're like 4 or 5 days postpartum, do you really want to like put the energy into shopping for a bra? It's, it's not something you really want to do.
Exactly.
You want to just have it there with you, right? Yeah, for sure. Do you have a recommendation? And this is just kind of like a broad question, not even for pregnant or nursing women. Like, what is kind of the lifespan of a bra? Like, if you have a bra that you absolutely love, and let's say you wear it, I don't know, 5 out of 7 days of the week, what do you think the lifespan is usually? Like, is it like a year? Like, should you kind of think about getting a new one, or does it just depend on the quality of the bra?
There are a lot of factors. So first, this
is my own personal question, by the way.
No, but it's a great question. So first, you want to make sure. I usually try to get people to invest in a bra wardrobe. So if you have more than 1 or 2 bras, you can rotate. So you're not wearing that one bra day after day after day. It's similar to I'm the worst with shoes. I tend to find a pair of shoes and I wear them all the time. And then they fall apart, where I know if I had like a second pair of shoes, they would last a little longer. So same thing with bras. The next thing is to take care of your bras. So in a perfect world, and I know people are going to be like, I don't have time for this. But if you can, hand washing is really nice. I carry a detergent called Soak. I really like it because you don't have to scrub or rinse. So it's basically like a bubble bath for your bras. You add some to cool water in the sink or a basin, plop your bra in there, push it down, leave it 15 minutes, press out the water and hang to dry.
So you don't have to rinse it.
You don't have to
do like residue or anything.
No,
oh, wow. That's cool.
I don't understand the chemistry. It's some sort of magic, but it works.
I'm sure you get people who ask you about the chemistry and you're like, I don't know, it's just magic.
It's called magic. So if you can hand wash your bras, the next best thing, if you can't, if it's going in the washing machine, making sure it's in a hosiery bag so it's not getting tangled up. And then never in the dryer. If you put your bras in the dryer, I will know. I will find out.
I will come for you.
I will come for you. It just destroys everything. So having some bras to rotate, taking care of your bras. If you're doing those things at least a year. I have bras that are 10 years old, but also I have a problem. I have more bras than most humans. So I know I'm not
an amazing bra collection.
Quality. So if you're getting sort of like a cheapy $10 nothing bra, it's probably not going to last. And then also size. So someone who wears a 36B, they're not asking as much from their bra as someone who wears a 38H. even the best quality bras for like a fuller size, they're
Mhm.
still getting more of a workout.
Yeah.
And they're not going to always last as long. So sometimes it can be more like 8 months rather than a year.
Than a year, yeah. And it's really interesting too. I just thought of this because you mentioned the larger cups. I think everyone's really surprised that they can get cups that big,
Oh,
right? When you're talking like the double K cups and things like that, I think everyone, like there's lots of people who are just shocked that that's even available. So it's really lovely to know about shops like yours when you have a really full bust. Because it can be hard, right? I mean, you want something that's like really pretty. You don't want something that's just like beige and stretchy. Like sometimes you want something with lace and that's lovely. And you just always in your mind think they only come from Victoria's Secret, right?
I
Yeah.
like to I don't want to sound conspiracy minded, but sometimes I just sort of yell, it's the system.
Yeah.
Because most stores don't carry the full range of sizes, and that's because it's cheaper. So carrying from sizes double A all the way up to a double K, from 28 to 48, and all of the variations of combinations, that's over 100 sizes. So it's a lot easier for a store to say, the only sizes that exist are A to double D,
Right.
34 to 40. And if you're outside of that, well, too bad, bucko.
I guess you don't get to wear a bra.
And it's also sort of a cultural thing. Like in the UK and Europe, the sort of like UK equivalent of Licenza carries up to a G cup, like it's nothing. But because we're so sort of conditioned to be like, anything beyond a double D is just weird, you don't really see those sizes in a lot of mainstream stores.
Yeah. And do you have to like convince people when they come in? And I'm sure we're going to get into, actually, that's probably a good segue, because I think everybody kind of wants to know how you measure for a bra. But do you have clients who come in and you measure them and you're like, okay, we're going to start with, I don't know, a 36G. And they're just like, no, I am not a G cup. I am a full like E cup.
People can be shocked. There can be a size shock, and the proof is in the fit. So I'll usually say, well, if we just put the bra on and it doesn't work, then you can say, haha, I was right. You can have a little celebration, and then they're wrong. And I'm right. And I triumph. But it can be a really surprising. And I also think that there's a lot of cultural baggage around breasts and bodies, but having larger breasts, it's sort of seen as like overtly sexual or matronly. There's all of this mental stuff that people carry around. But at the end of the day, wouldn't you rather have something that like fits well and feels good and just don't look at the tag?
Yeah, and I mean that's the other thing too. I mean, when you talk about tags, like we can talk about prices. So as you know, as I went from like my early 20s getting like my first bra fitting to now, I'm really comfortable buying like a $200 bra. And I realize not everybody is able to do that. It can get a little bit expensive. How do you justify that to people? Like I always think of it kind of as something I wear every day, like the way I sleep on a mattress every night, I would spend a lot of money on a mattress. So is there anything that you tell your clients about like price points in terms of bras?
There's a few points. So for my store, I do try to actually, so I would say my market is sort of mid-market. There's like different levels. So you can get the like cheap and cheerful bras, and you're less likely to get a full size range then. And then you can get the like sort of higher end $200, $300 bras. Most of my bras I try to keep with brands that are under 100 or just a little over. So on average, like 80 to 90. But a bra is a complicated garment. So it's not like buying a t-shirt where you cut two t-shirt shapes and sew it up. There's engineering that goes into it. So there's a lot of research and work. There's the materials. The person who's sewing your bra should be paid well. And depending on where you're shopping, I'm sorry, I have strong feelings about this, but it's also, if you're buying from a store, I actively work to be as decent an employer I can. So you're going towards fair wages, you're going towards health benefits. So understandably, we all live in the world and we all have to work in a budget. So sometimes you just have to throw that out the window and get what's available. But generally a bra that is sort of in the like $80, $100 range, you know, you're going to be getting the quality, you're going to get the wear testing. So the company who makes this bra, rather than just making a bra, they will have people who will actually wear it and test it out, and then they'll revise the pattern, and sort of there's a research process that goes into it. It's not just sort of, does this look good? We like blue. It's
exactly, yeah.
Is this doing the job? You're going to get softer materials. So I have a lot of people who come in and say, I don't like lace, it's itchy. And that's because they've been wearing really cheap lace.
Right, yeah.
If you have a nice soft lace, it shouldn't be, for most people, even with sensitive skin, it shouldn't be irritating. So
yeah. And I think too, when we talk about, I mean, and when you are a pregnant woman, or you're like a nursing woman and like the milk is coming in, it's also kind of a health thing, right? Like you were talking about like too much pressure on like your breasts and clogged ducts and stuff like that, which can lead to mastitis and all sorts of nasty things. So it is kind of like a health thing as well, getting something that just properly fits you too.
Oh yeah. Like I've had lots of clients, both pregnant and not, where they had considered a breast reduction, which some people are very happy with that. Generally, everyone I know who's done one is like, yay. It's made sure certain and a bra that feels comfortable and relieves some of the pressure on your shoulders and your back. If you can help with those physical problems, then that's great. Same thing with, I'll have people who get rashes under their breasts because their breast is actually sort of sitting on top of their tummy rather than being lifted up. So it gets
So there's no like, it's like, there's no like a kind of air.
Exactly. There's no airflow. So it's not just like, it's again, not like buying a t-shirt. It's like good shoes. If you're someone who's on your feet all day, you want a good pair of shoes. Same thing with bras. It's for most of us like a piece of equipment rather than like a fancy hat.
And that you wear, like, I mean, if I want to think about how long I'm wearing my bra today, if I put it on at like 7 a.m. and I take it off at like 9 p.m., right? That's like 14 hours of bra wearing. So it's pretty serious. Okay, so let's talk about fit. So why don't you walk us through kind of like how you fit somebody? I know you had a few things to show us. So if you kind of want to walk us through that, that'd be lovely.
Of course. So I realize I've misplaced my measuring tape. It's in the other room. I'm going to, do you mind pausing? And I will just quickly grab that.
That's fine. Just while Sam's out of the room grabbing her measuring tape. Oh, you were so fast. I was going to fill the air, but nope, she's there. Okay.
The funny thing is, although I use a measuring tape, for me, it is just for show. I have been doing this for so long that I do not need one.
You eyeball it? Oh my goodness.
Eyeball. Not when I do virtual fittings, I need the measurements because I can't see people from all angles.
Sure.
But in person, I just eyeball. But I use the measuring tape so I'm not staring at someone awkwardly. So they're like distracted while I measure. But what we start with, if you want a measurement to be straight across.
Okay.
And right under sort of where the crease of your breast.
Okay. And do you like pull it quite, do you pull it quite tight?
Yes. So you want to pull it pretty snug. So rather than this, which is sort of flat, you want to kind of compress your body. It shouldn't feel like you're trying to squeeze yourself painfully, but you do want to pull it tight because a bra has elastic while a measuring tape does not. So for myself, I'm getting a 31. Depending, the thing with measurements, it's like any clothing, it depends on the brand. So I usually do a measurement. You need an even number. So I will skip to the next even number, which would be a 32. Then you're measuring over the fullest part of your bust. And that you want to be pretty loose. So the tape measure should almost sort of drop off your body. And again, as straight across as you can.
Okay.
And there I get about a 41. And each inch represents one sort of difference in the band to cup measurement, because the cup is not a static letter. It basically represents the ratio between your band size and your bust size. So an A in a 32 is a smaller cup than an A in a 38.
Okay.
It's all relative. So then I would count out.
Okay.
Exactly. So you'll see sometimes I'll fit someone as a 32D. They'll say, that's so big. But a 32D is the same cup volume as a 36A. They're all the same cup with different lengths of band attached. So it depends on the band there. So I would then count out the size. So if I had 32 and 41, B, C, D, double D, E, F, G, double G, which is actually my size. I am a 32 double G.
There you go.
So what I would do next after doing the measurement or eyeballing is I like to bring a bra in that size to try on, because measurements are a rough starting point. That was great that I got my actual perfect measurements there, but that doesn't always happen if someone's wearing a bra that's sort of sitting a little lower. Depending on breast shape, depending on body shape, you might get a measurement that is not fully correct. So I throw a bra on them and then I will be looking for different fit points. So if it's okay, I will now disrobe and show my bra.
Yes, let's do it.
So I'm wearing, for today, I put on a nursing bra. I also wanted to show that there are pretty nursing bras out there.
Yes, there really are. I don't think people realize it either. Like, I mean, anybody who wants, like, I mean, maybe they're wearing, like, going to work or going to an event and they want to wear something, or maybe they just want to wear something pretty under their nursing t-shirt, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
pretty.
What I'm looking for, when I have someone put on a bra, the first thing I want them to do is what I call scoops.
Okay.
And this is especially important if you have a wire bra. So you hold on to the wire, reach into the cup, and pull up your breast in. And that makes sure that the wire's sitting on the rib cage and not on breast tissue, which is especially important when you're nursing. It's important for comfort, and it also makes sure those cups are filled out. So someone will put on a bra sometimes and say, there's all this space. And that's because the wire is sitting on their breast. I have them do their scoops and suddenly the cups fill out. So start with our scoops. For some people, I'm going to do it right now. I do the divide and conquer. So both fingers go in. And that just helps get this flat, because sometimes the scoops just bring everything a little too forward. So exactly. It also depends on breast shape. So my personal breast shape, they are close set. They like to hang out together. They're projected, so they're more this way versus that way. So there's all these factors. But what I'm looking for when I have someone in the bra after I've done the measurement, I check to see if these wires are sitting flat to the husband. This is going to give stability. So this one isn't perfect, I will say, on me, but it's close enough for Jazz. We just want to avoid, sometimes I'll see the wires sort of floating out here like a hammock, which basically that's what the bra turns into. You get all of this movement. If the wires are flat, that's lifting and holding you up.
Now I'm checking my own bra.
Exactly.
I'm like, I think, it's flat. It's good.
The next thing you look for is for the wire. I realize I should have worn a different color bra for this.
Okay, but it's on the side. Yeah, where it's hitting like your rib cage, right?
Exactly. So it's on the rib cage, not on breast. So usually it's pretty apparent, but sometimes I'll ask, do you mind if I just press along the wire? Because it shouldn't feel too squishy. I shouldn't feel breast tissue underneath, but everything is scooped in there. In the cups, I want a nice smooth line. So I don't have lots of extra space, but I also don't have double boob. So sometimes people will say, I just need a fuller cup bra because I'm always spilling out. And usually it's just, you need a better size. If you're always spilling out of your bra, it's most likely the size or shape of the cup is not right for you. So you can see from this, I don't have any overflow. A nice test to do is the bend and snap. So actually standing up, leaning forward, standing up, making sure that everything is secure, because you're not just wearing the bra and just standing still. You're
standing there, yeah.
So I'm fully in the cup. For the straps, they're not doing a lot of the work, but I want to make sure that they're not so tight that they're digging in or so loose that they're falling off. A good test is I can put 2 fingers in and pull up about 1 inch. So if I can go like this, then the strap is way too loose. If I can barely get my fingers in there,
it's too tight.
Then it's too tight. Yeah. And then most important is the band. So it's sitting straight across. So I don't want it to be coming up at an angle.
Right.
This is basically the anchor to the bra. So if it's too loose, it's going to go up and then this will go down, which can then sometimes make the straps fall off, because if it's pulling up, it's also pulling the straps along with it.
Right.
And it should be snug. It should be comfortably snug. And a lot of things, a lot of people worry about back fat. And some of that can be avoided with a wider band or a softer elastic, but also we're squishy. Even this most slender person, we're not made of marble. If you wrap an elastic around a body, it's going to make an indent. So a little bit of, like, you can see I've got a little squish here. That's normal. That's, I don't know.
I mean, we're human beings.
Not at the back. So I'm getting that lift and support. And then the final test, usually I can see this without doing this test, but I've been doing it virtually because I can't see everything at once over camera. I have people hold on to the strap and pull.
Okay.
So see how this wire I pulled, my skin is moving, my breast is moving, but it's staying flat.
Oh, but it's not popping up. Yeah.
So if you do this and the cup goes whoop, that is a sign that either the band is too loose or the cup is too small. So it doesn't actually have purchase beneath here. You never want to feel like your breast is falling out from the bottom of the bra. That's
not good.
Bad news. Yeah. So
and
this one that I'm wearing is actually a nursing bra, so it's got clips. I'm not going to open it all the way, don't worry. But one-handed clip, it is possible to do with one hand, but I can't today. And it's got some stretch along the top. So it's made with flexibility. This brand I really like. I'm wearing Cake Lingerie. I'm going to show you, because on the topic of wires and wanting to avoid anything that could cut in or compress. Most companies who make wire nursing bras, they use flexi wires. So I can do this. So they're designed to flex and grow with you. So if you are, if you haven't nursed in a little while and you're really, really full, this is going to open up rather than cut into your breast tissue. Because again, you want to avoid that restriction of milk flow.
Yeah.
That
one, the one you're wearing is beautiful. And is so what you kind of did for us, is that how your virtual fittings have been basically rolling out?
Yeah. So basically what I have a little questionnaire so people can sort of tell me what they're looking for and any sort of key points that they want to keep in my mind. I'll have them measured. So we'll do the measurements and then I do a bra assessment. So if they are comfortable, if not, they could just wear a t-shirt and we could talk it out. But if they are comfortable, I will see them in their bra. Even if the bra doesn't fit, that's fine. But they'll say, okay, well, this is, I guess it's Calvin Klein. It's a 36C. And I will go point by point to figure out what is fitting and what isn't fitting. So I'll combine those measurements and then my assessment of the bra to come up with sort of a starting size, which will change. So I'll follow up with a sort of list of recommendations, but that size might change because I'll say, oh, well, this brand runs a size small, this company runs a size big. There's no sort of one true size. I said that I measure 32 double G. In this bra, I'm in a 34G because it runs tighter in the band and So
right.
altered it. Yeah.
And so is that like once you do the virtual assessment, then do they like go ahead and purchase something online and then they try it on, but then they can, I guess if it's the wrong fit, can they exchange it or how does that work?
Yeah. So I will send a follow-up email that kind of recaps the fitting. I include links to the online store along with recommended sizes, and they can sort of pick and choose and say, I like that, I don't like that, make their purchases. It depends on the person. So we have a lot of resources on our website for those DIY types who say, I want to do it on my own. So some people, when they get the bra, they can do the assessment themselves. Mm-hmm. Other people will book a second virtual fitting and I can double check everything and talk over any questions or concerns. If the bra works, great. If we do need to, as long as the bra is unwashed, unworn, with the tags attached and only briefly tried on, we can exchange or return. So, because people need, you never know. Sometimes, even if it's the right size, you might put it on and immediately you're like, oh, this feels awful. I hate this bra. Like it fits, but it just doesn't speak to me. And I don't want someone to be stuck with something that doesn't feel good.
Well, this is it, right? Because that's the whole point, is making people feel good and comfortable. And this has been great. This has been like super informative. I think I was like checking my own bra. I was like, I think this is okay. But it does make a big difference to like, sorry, I have a frog in my throat, to talk to like a professional and kind of know what to look for in terms of bra fitting, and especially when your body is changing. So, during pregnancy, your nursing journey, whatever that looks like. So it's really good to have somebody with all the knowledge to chat about. You answered all of my questions. Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you wanted to add?
I guess the last thing is sort of the post-nursing journey. Okay. So a lot of people will, again, I always want to state that everyone is different. So even though your friend, after they stopped nursing, they went exactly back to their old size, or your one pregnancy, something happened, the next one might be different. So every body, every pregnancy is different. But a lot of people will ask, what will my size be once I'm done nursing?
Right.
And it really depends. So I usually say, when you're sort of in the weaning process, a lot of people want to get a couple of regular bras. They're kind of sick of wearing nurse bras. But I always advise not going too wild and getting a whole new bra wardrobe until you've had like a couple of months for things to settle down. Some people end up getting smaller and they might return to their pre-pregnancy size. Some people get even smaller than that. And then there are people who don't really find that their size changes much. So they became busty and suddenly they're one of us. And
that's it.
They get a little bit smaller, but it's not, they're definitely fuller busted than they were before. And it's just because bodies are wild. They're always changing. For post-nursing bra questions, don't invest in a whole new wardrobe when you're still weaning because your size might change. And I don't want you to be stuck with all that don't fit. Is my great sales tactic. I'm like, don't buy any bras.
And actually it's probably really good for the clients. They're probably like, oh, she's like, being really helpful and not just trying to sell me a bunch of bras.
So if you can wait it out, and I understand, like, when it comes to bras and when it comes to nursing bras, I feel like there's all of these rules. But at the end of the day, you have to tailor the rules to your life. So as a bra fitter, I love like a bra like this, where it's got seams and lace, and it's not just because of the aesthetics. It's because this kind of bra is always going to have the best kind of fit. But people want often something that's going to be smooth under a shirt. So this kind of bra, they take the material and they heat form it over a mold of what they've decided your breast is shaped like.
Oh, wow.
Which can be a problem because they don't always make the right decision for you. So I find these seamless bras, especially when you're bustier, can be a bit of a harder fit. They're not always quite as perfect. So all of those things I was showing you, you maybe get like a little bit of space at the top or maybe a little press because this cup is not a perfect match for your shape. But at the same
Right.
time, people will buy them because they say, I need something to wear under a white t-shirt.
Right. Yeah.
So if this is what feels the most comfortable for you, even if the fit is not at 100, we get as close as we can, but you're the one wearing the bra. So you should go with something that actually works for your life. Because I find sometimes bra fitting can be a little prescriptive, where it's like, you get this bra, this one, this is the one for you. It's like, no, I don't want to wear that bra.
So it's so true though, because I mean, everyone has kind of a different idea of their day-to-day clothing and how they want it to feel and look, and so it's nice to know that you can get just a little bit like close enough, right? Where it doesn't have to be the exact fit maybe, but it's, you know, it's what fits into their lifestyle.
Exactly. Yeah. I always say that bras, it's a combination. The right fit is a combination of the technical fit. So what I was going over with the fit points, a person's comfort. So if the right band size, the correct band size feels way too tight and someone is never going to wear it, then we will go up a band size.
For sure.
And then aesthetics. Like if someone is like, you know what, this bra isn't the greatest fit, but it's really pretty and it makes me feel good. I want it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's kind of like that with like lots of clothes, right? Where if it's your jam and you love it, then like if it's what makes you feel good, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, this has been lovely, and we really appreciate you disrobing and showing us all the things.
I've been seeing everyone else topless, so.
And we hope that, you know, it sounds like your virtual consultations are going really well, but obviously we hope that, like us, I mean, we love to be with our clients physically. It's easier and we enjoy it more, so hopefully that happens soon. If anybody's in the Toronto area, obviously go to Broad Lingerie. It sounds fabulous. I'm sure Leanne can post some stuff maybe for Hamilton and Ottawa. Milk Face is a great place to go buy your nursing bras. Bra Chic is a great place to go buy your bras. So there's many, many places that you can get a really lovely, good fitted bra. So thank you so much, Sam, for being here. That's great. And it was lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you. Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
Of course. And next week on Birth and Baby Talk, we are doing Period of Purple Crying, I believe, with Leanne. If you haven't signed up for our newsletter, please do so. We're going to link some stuff for Broad Lingerie in there, you know, link to their website, so you can go check them out. And we hope to see you next week. See you later.